So in this video, I'm going to share with you how I've been able to stay on a fitness journey consistently for 40 years and how I've been able to make it part of my lifestyle, not only in my life, but I've been able to share it with a whole bunch of individuals throughout the last 3+ decades. Guys, so hang tight. I'm going to give you all the details coming to you. Guys, by the way, I'm Coach Ramiro, your Ages Fit coach. I'm a transformation expert. What I get to do is lead, teach, and train people how to make fitness part of their everyday lifestyle. Now, obviously, fitness is just one component of this. I like to think of it as the F's of your life: faith, family, finance, fitness, fun, friend, fulfillment, freedom, fatherhood, females, food, fear. Don't be fearful of what you can do, where you can go, and how it can't be done. The fact is, people are looking for a plan. They're looking for some help, and most importantly, they're looking for something that's going to give them a better version of themselves. Every single person that I have ever worked with is looking for one major thing that's going to get them past whatever it is that's stopping them from reaching a higher level of success. Man, I can validate that what I do works. And the reason is I've worked with over 20,000 people consistently through the decades. And what's been amazing is these are all random people that always show up that are looking for help with their health, their life, their fitness, their mindset, and most importantly, they're looking for something that's going to add value to them. And so what I get to do is add value to your life by teaching you the things that I've learned. Now, the fact is, I don't come from a lineage of a high level of success when it comes to fitness. As a matter of fact, and you've heard me say this in maybe some of my other videos, that I'm the black sheep of my family. Nobody in the history of my genealogy has ever worked out. And what I found is I made a decision a long time ago that this is going to be part of my life. And at the time of this video, I got to think about the people in my family, how they die. High blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, heart attack, cancer, stroke. That's literally what's taking people out. I don't know about you and your life and your circle of influence and the people who you're around or who are raising you. But remember, every new generation has to relearn how to be healthy all over again because their parents didn't do their job to teach them how to be healthy in the first place. And so it's important that you learn it right now. No matter where you're at any snapshot in time, you could learn how to be healthy. And so I have found there's some patterns that with working with so many people, not only the individuals that I've had an opportunity to work with, but just doing research and just find out there's some fundamental truths when it comes to being healthy. And it makes it really simple when you know what these are, right? Rest, diet, exercise, supplements, hydration, all these things, in unison start working. And when you get into a flow and you get into a series of doing these things consistently over time, what happens is they just become part of what you do. Like you have a habit right now. Like if you're watching this video, there's a habit that you have right now that you just do on a regular basis without even thinking of it. Like when you get up in the morning, the way you put on your clothes, the way you brush your teeth, the way you make your breakfast. There's certain patterns, the pot that you use, the way you drive to work is literally 95% the exact same. Remember, 95% of what you do is going to be exactly the same. There's not much variation of life, right? Most of what we do is very habitual. It's the same thing. Our brain just sets right into it. What we need to do is rewire and reconnect and reprogram ourselves to start doing things that are going to give us a different and more predictable outcome. So if you are looking to maybe lose weight, you want energy, you want to feel better, you want to improve your mindset, you want to improve your relationship. Maybe you're a family man and you want to have a better relationship with your spouse or your kids, or maybe you're an employee or an employer and you want to be a better employee and maybe start working on climbing the corporate ladder, or maybe you're an employer, you want to be able to lead people. It doesn't matter. You heard me say the F's of my life earlier, right? The core four: faith, family, finance, and fitness. Those are the four most important things. Those are the big rocks. All the other stuff you can sprinkle along the way. That's actually my mission in life, raising kids, is teach them those four things. That'll give them about 95% of life. If they could learn that before they leave their house, they have a huge advantage of success in their life. The rest they'll have to figure out. Fall down, get up, fall down, get up, fall down, get up. Man, but don't quit, because at the end of the day, the moment you quit, that's when you wave the white flag and there is no more success coming your way, right? Remember, the best people on the planet, this is universal. The people who succeed the most, remember this, the people who succeed the most fail the most. The moment you quit and you give up, there's no more opportunity for growth. Remember, that's the opportunity, right? Every time there's an obstacle and you confront it with it, there's sirens blowing in the background over here. All right, I don't know what's going on, but something's coming right down my street here. Oh, a fire truck just pushing by. Anyway, we're gonna keep going with this. And so the moment you stop, right? The opportunity, you come in here and you collide with each other. There's one of two things that can happen. One, you say, throw your hands up in the air. It's so hard, I can't do it, right? So maybe you're on a journey, you want to lose weight, or maybe you're on a journey, you want to get a new job. Maybe you're on a journey, you're trying to find a partner, a spouse, and you just throw your hands in. I can't find anybody. There's no good jobs out there. It's so hard. I can't lose any weight. Guys, you could do it long enough. But the fact is, man, you just haven't tried enough different ways on how to figure it out. Because here's the obstacle, and here's the opportunity. And when those two collide, the one that's most certain is always going to win. All right. So are you certain that you can overcome? Or are you certain that you're going to fail? Man, you have to look at it from the lens of growth and the lens of opportunity. All right. And that what that means is, when I work with clients, what I teach them is this simple. All right, look at the thing that you're going through right now. It's the hardest thing that you're being faced with. And then you ask yourself, can I get better from this? What is the lesson? All right, what is the lesson, and can I get better from it? What is the lesson that I'm learning right now? Because there is a lesson, and if you don't learn it, I promise you the lesson will repeat. The lesson will repeat if it's not learned. It's going to keep happening over and over and over again. Maybe you've been stuck in the same spot, and you keep saying, man, here I go again. I mean, maybe it's a pattern with your relationships, or maybe it's a pattern with your fitness, or maybe it's a pattern with your mindset. All right, there's some patterns that you have right now, and you're hardwired because 95% of what you do, without you even knowing it, right, it's the same pattern. If you were to take a third-person perspective and look outside in, you'd be like, dude, you're gonna do that thing all over again that you did the last time. But the problem is, you can't see it. You're so close, you can't see what you're doing. But I bet people who know you, people who are around you, your friends, they know exactly the same patterns that you have. Man, you did this last time. And so when you start getting some growth, when you start getting some leadership, when you start getting some direction, what you can do is you can start saying, hey, I recognize that I am doing that one thing. So I want to get you back on track. How have I been able to do it for 40 years? Guys, I just started one day. I got busy. I just decided I was going to make this part of my lifestyle. As a matter of fact, there was actually a traumatic event that happened. I got actually hit in the head with a gun when I was 16 years old. And I was, 2 o'clock in the morning. We're out at the parks, 200 people out there, and somebody decided to roll me. And basically translate, I got busted upside the head. I'm in my 50s now, but I got busted upside my head. And man, I went home. I was all bleedy, blah blah, whatever. Mom's freaking out. And that's a Saturday night. The next weekend rolls around. My buddies come over. Hey, come on, man, let's go. I said, nah, man, I'm good. I'm not going out. They're like, oh, nothing's gonna happen. I said, you're right, because I'm not going. And it was that simple. I made a decision that I was gonna shift my life. So at that moment, I decided I was just gonna be all in with training. And so I was training at the time, but I was a seasonal athlete, right? Because we only trained during like the track season. I ran track in high school, junior high school, college, and all that. And to this day, still run. And so I made a decision on that day that, man, I don't need to get busted upside the head anymore. I learned the lesson really fast. I don't need to get busted upside the head anymore to learn a new lesson. And so what I realized was I was gonna train. So over that next year, I started working on it. That following summer, that was August 6th, 1988. That following summer, 1987, June to August, in those 2 months, I lost 22 pounds, grew 6 inches, never looked back. Man, I've been the exact same weight since then. And it's crazy. I've maintained my weight for over 35 plus years during that phase. And so to see that I was able to maintain that, I started mastering this pattern. I said, man, I'm gonna go outside. And as a young kid, what do? You try to find the hardest thing that you can do and say, I'm gonna go do it. So I'm in a city where it is nasty and wicked hot during the summers. I'm down here in Houston, Texas. If you've ever known this place, it is like a sauna here. It's called the Bayou City for a reason. 100% humidity, 110 degrees, it's nasty. I actually like it, I'm built for it. But what I did was I ran every single day during the middle of the summer at 12 o'clock noon, and my name is Ramiro, but I went by Bromiro at that time because I was so dark, man. My skin was as dark as this shirt. But I lost 22 pounds, grew 6 inches, but I started building this mental toughness that, man, if I can handle this, I can handle anything. And that's really where the journey started for me. I made a decision. I created this image in my mind on what being tough was. And it wasn't going out there and getting into fights and doing anything stupid. I just said I wanted to challenge myself. There was this internal drive that I had. Hey, what's the internal drive that you have right now? Drop it in the comment section. I want to know right now. What's something that you want to achieve that, man, nothing's going to stop you from getting it? Maybe you haven't started that thing and you're ready to get ignited. You're ready for a fire. You're ready to get going. I'd love to know what it is that you want to improve with, because everybody on the planet has something inside them that they're amazing at. They just don't know it yet. They just need sometimes to let it rise up. Some people know they have a gift and they put it to the side. Some people have a gift and they explore it to the fullest potential. And some people know they have a gift and they just wish, man, if I only. Man, forget that. Today is the best day to get started. Say 20 years ago was the best day to get started. Today is the second best day, right? So wherever you're at, start. Get on it, start working on it, get better, don't quit. And in the future, you will improve. That's how this works, guys. So, going back to the story. I ended up losing 22 pounds, grow 6 inches, and the rest is history, man. I realized at that moment that this was going to be part of my life. You know, it's getting right? Faith, family, finance, fitness. I didn't know all of these things back then. All I knew was the physical side. I knew to move my body. As a 16-year-old man, don't have any male direction. My dad died when I was 3 years old. I didn't have this structure. But what I had were coaches. And coaches in my life at the time were instrumental on how they guided me. And so, man, by the grace of God, it's amazing how I was put around the right coaches at the right place at the right time. And what I found were the coaches that guided me, I couldn't have scripted this. Olympic coaches, Olympians, Olympic medalists, and Olympic athletes. These were all the people who mentored me all through a 30-year journey. And I didn't say, hey, will you be my coach? It just somehow, I just gravitated, and it just continued to keep working itself out. I'm a half fool kind of guy, right? So I don't know what kind of person you are. Are you always walking around defeated? Man, nothing good ever happens to me. Then you're probably going to be right. But I'm always walking around with this, man, no matter what happens, man, I'm like a cat. I'm always going to land on my feet. I'm going to be okay. I had a lady once ask me, I was taking a business course, and I was in a program, and she said, you just seem like the kind of guy that no matter what happens, you always land on your feet. And I said, man, how did you sense that? She goes, your attitude. And I learned this a long time ago. Your attitude determines your altitude, man. And I've always had this feel good, I can make it no matter what what's going on. And the reason is I grew up in an environment where there were worse things that were going on around me than what I was going through. And I started to put things into perspective, all right? Man, life is bad when you don't have shoes until you meet the person who got no legs, man. At the end of the day, it's always about perspective and how you look at it. So if you're going through some things right now, I don't want to take away what you're going through, but I know that whatever you're going through right now is a season, and this is an opportunity for you to learn from that thing that you're going through and continue to keep growing and realizing as you look at the thing that you're going through, how it can inspire you to rise up, to become more. And you look at our world, a lot of people who've done some of the greatest things have gone through the biggest amount of suffering in their life, and they've been able to do some amazing things. I know that whatever you're going through right now is just a season, and hopefully if these words fall on your ears, this will be an opportunity for you to listen to it, hear it, take it, put it in your heart, and just realize that this is an opportunity and a season of growth for you, and move forward from that. And I promise that in the future, you're gonna look back and think, wow, that was a great time because I really learned a lesson that was gonna be valuable, it was gonna add value to my life, but more importantly, I was gonna be able to add value to the people who I serve around me. And so if you're in the serving industry where you have to lead people, you have to coach people, you have to talk to people, you have to be around people, or you have people that you have to actually interact with, this is probably every person on the planet. Just know that every time you grow, you can share that with every person that you're around. You don't have to say, learn this. Man, just be you. I mean, because nobody can copy faster than you can create, because you're original, you're a masterpiece, and you have what it takes to have high-level success at whatever it is you want. And you don't have to be fake at being you. Like, I don't have to try to be me, because I am the best version of me today that I can possibly be, and hopefully in a year, I'm gonna be a better version of that guy. And so you're constantly in pursuit. And so that's what I saw when I started training. I was in pursuit of becoming better at me. I didn't understand this in those early days. I know it 100% now, but it wasn't until I got fired. A week later, the baby was born. 19 months later, we opened up the gym. And 5 years before me getting fired, I was 40 when I got fired from my day job. But at 35, it was like a light switch went on. I just started to consume information to help me become better at me. And reading books, listening to audiobooks, University on Wheels. I'm an avid runner, and I've run over at the time of the video, 90,000 miles, and it's been an amazing journey. But I've never run with headphones. But for 10 years, I've been pushing my daughters in baby joggers, got two of them. And so I'm still pushing one in a baby jogger now. She has Down syndrome, so she's not keeping up with me. So we still slap her in the jogger, and we still roll around. And so what I do is I play audiobooks when we run, so I can listen. It's amazing. Not only do I get the benefit of hearing the information, they get the benefit. And it was beautiful. I remember one year my daughter's like, hey, you got that. We're sitting right here at the kitchen table, and my daughter's like, hey, you got that from that book. And I said, what are you talking about? She's 6 at the time. Yeah, I heard that. Now, the one she was talking about, I made a reference, and I made a reference of a phrase, and she said, yeah, you got that from that audiobook. And I said, what are you talking about? Yeah, this phrase. And she says the phrase, and the phrase was, the lesson to repeat until the lesson is learned. And then she said, yeah, you got that from the book. And I said, really? Tell me about it. And she goes to explain how when we were running, and I would be pushing the jogger, and then she would hear them say, the lesson will repeat until the lesson is learned. And I said, it's working. Right there today, it's about repetition. Because I would listen to the same audio sometimes 8, 10, 12 times. And not in a row. I would listen to one, and then I'll go to the next one, and I'll go to the next one, and then I'll go to the next one. Then I'll recycle. Sometimes I'll go over years. I mean, we're talking, I'm pushing her for 5, 6 years at this point, and every day she's hearing it. Every day she's hearing it. Kind of like you're doing right now. Every single day, you're listening to things that are going to make you better. So how did I do it for 40 years? Number one, I made a decision that I deserve more. I raised my standards and committed my life. And so are you raising your standards? Are you committing your life to improving your faith, your family, circumstances, your finances, or your fitness? Those core 4 things right there, if you take those with you, I promise you that if you just work on those 4 things daily, just a little bit, every single day, a day, a week, a month, a year, a decade down the road, man, a better version of you is going to show up, because today is going to be the best day. And if you have that expectation, rather than sitting in the past and in the back thinking, man, nothing good can happen to me, you start to expect that I'm working on me, and I know that better days are in front of me, because every single day I show up, I'm expecting to get better. Are you expecting to get better? If you are, I promise you, you're going to be moving in the right direction of improvement. And if you do fall down, just look at it from the window of opportunity and say, man, what can I learn from this? What's the lesson here? Because there is a lesson. And every time you learn the lesson, guess what? You don't have to relearn it, because when you learn it, it's like something magical happens. It not only goes into your mind, it penetrates your spirit. And when it penetrates your spirit, it becomes part of who you are. You don't have to fake it anymore, because this is who you become. All right, I made a decision, number one. Number two, I took action on that decision each and every single day. Guys, you just heard me say I ran 90,000 miles. That didn't happen overnight. That took 40 years of my life. I'm in pursuit of 100,000 miles. And so I got about 5 more years of running to get to 40 miles a week for the next 5 years. That'll be about another 10,000 miles. And so how am I going to get there? One day at a time. I'm not worried about tomorrow. I'm worried about today. So I'm going to work on today. And then tomorrow, I'll worry about tomorrow. Yesterday's gone. And so what you do is you work on it every single day. The way you become a master at something, the way you become unstoppable at whatever it is you're pursuing, pursue excellence. And excellence shifts. All right? What you think about excellence is right here. All right? Back in the old days, back in, let's say, 1800s, when they were sawing people's arms off during the Civil War, well, this is as good as it's going to get. Well, we don't do that anymore, right? They changed the technique. They changed the strategy. They now have other different types of surgeries that they do to improve people's health, improve people's lives, right? We don't have to saw your arm off anymore. Why? Because they've raised the standards. But that was the standard back then. Guess what? Most people were going around amputating their spirit, amputating their soul, and amputating their mind that they can't do it because it's so hard. Guys, don't be amputated, right? Don't live in a world where you're fearful of what you can't do and how hard it is. Start looking at it and thinking, man, I have what it takes. I can improve. I can get better. And just know that when you make a decision, you take action on that decision, you raise the standard immediately. What will happen is you start expecting a better outcome. And guess what? Even if you don't get the best outcome you expected, all right, you fall where you're at, you follow the simple formula. Start where you're at, you work on it, you get better, you improve. That's actually the formula. Start, get better, improve. Start, get better, improve. Start, get better, improve. That you follow consistently for the rest of your life, all right? And then you continue that, all right? So once again, just to recap what it is you make a decision, you take action, all right? You work on it daily, every single day. You fall down, it's hard, boom, get back up. All right, you've tried everything, try something else. All right, that didn't work. Okay, find something that does work. All right, you continue to keep refining this. And then you have an expectation that no matter what you're going through, you're never gonna quit because you have this expected mindset that today is gonna be your best day. Guys, don't quit. I've seen so many people who I've worked with in the past. Some have made it, some haven't. What has been the difference? I can tell you what the difference has been, all right? I own a gym and having people come here and you physically work with people and you see what they're going through. They tell themselves all the reasons and they talk themselves out of it on why they can't do it and how hard it is and that they've tried everything and no matter what they're going through, it's just the timing isn't right. Guys, the timing is never going to be right. All right, you just have to make that decision that today is going to be the best day and you're going to get moving forward and you're not going to quit because your life depends on it. All right, and then start looking around your circle. All right, who else depends on you? All right, if you're single, let's just say it like this. If you're single, then you deserve you. And here's the advantage of being single. There's nobody else that can dictate. Let's say you live by yourself. There's nobody else that can dictate what you're going to do today. Correct? You can eat what you want. You can buy what you want. You don't have the rules in your house because you make all the rules right now. Okay? Let's expand that out a little bit more. Maybe you're married and it's you and a spouse. Okay, now you have to come to the same playing field. I always say, man, as long as you're on the same page, you don't have to be on the same line. My wife and I are on the same page, but we're never always on the same line. Right? But we're at least on the same page. Hey, be on the same book. All right? You don't even have to be on the same page, but at least you're on the same book. All right? You might be on chapter 1, your spouse might be on chapter 12. I don't know. But at least have the same plan, that you're moving in the same direction. It's hard when one's going to the left, one's going to the right. And if one is going to the left or one is going to the right, okay, don't worry about the person going to the left or the right. Worry about you. Work on you. All right? Who cares what the other person's doing? You love them. You want them to improve. Now, when I say who cares, you do care. But if it's your kids, then it's non-negotiable. That is actually the third level of this. And the third level of this is, if you have children, what kind of values do you want to tap into them and teach them and show them and empower them with? All right. And so once again, these are all layers. And so this is how you make this stick and stay. You have to have a plan. You get busy with that plan. You make a decision about that plan, and you never quit. I know I got a little long-winded here. I didn't plan on making a 20-minute video. This is going to be like a 1-minute video. And I just want to inspire you, give you some, words of encouragement. But man, I just got going. And at the end of the day, I just decided that today was going to be my best day. And I wanted to share some of my goodness with whoever needs it. So if you got to the end of this video, hey man, just drop it down in the chat or the comments somewhere down there. Hey, thank you, or something that made sense to you. I'd love an opportunity to connect with you, my audience. I'm looking at growing my YouTube channel. I didn't ask this before, but if it's not too much to ask, hey, could you smash the like button, subscribe to my channel? I'd love to continue to keep adding value to your life. And if you do want some help, somewhere in the description below, I actually created a 7-day reset button. If you want to get going again and you need some help and you want to get things elevated and you want to start all over again, there's actually a reset checklist where you just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 7-day reset. It's absolutely free. You can download it immediately right now. If you need that, download it, man. But if you want some help, I'm happy to give you anything. 40 years of information that I have. I don't want to take it to the grave. I want to give it to you guys absolutely for free. If you need anything, in the comment section right now. That's all I got to say about this. Hey, make today amazing. Make it great. Expect that today is going to be your best day. You're never going to quit, because your life depends on it, and your circle of influence and the people who you get to lead around you also require that you operate at a higher level so that you can become better at you and you make everything else around you better. All right? Don't let the circumstances dictate your life. Let the principles guide you. Guys, I'm Coach Romero, your Ages Fit coach. Go make today amazing. Make it great. Go get whatever in pursuit of. I believe in you guys. You can do this thing. Go get it.